Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I would really love that. And if you're returning, how you doing? In today's video, we are going to be making applesauce and pressure canning it. So what you're going to need obviously is apples. You're going to wash them, peel them, core them, and then dice them up into like little bite size, okay? And then you're going to want to blanch them for about 20 minutes. But that all depends on what type of apple you're using. I'm using Gala, so about 10 to 15 because these are not very hard apples. Like your Washington red apples, those are, those will be about the 20-minute mark. So let's get started with this. I've got my water boiling, okay, so let's head on over there. Okay, so let's get these apples in the water. Now, they do, the bulk canning manual does suggest that you put some kind of I can't remember what exactly it's called, it's an acid, to prevent the browning of the apples. Unfortunately, right now I don't have it, but I'm not going to be canning the apples themselves. They are going to be made into applesauce. So all I'm going to be adding is brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. This is, I'm making this applesauce, like I said in the previous video, for my 5-year-old nephew who has Williams syndrome. And I like to keep his diet, especially for his snacks, at little to no sugar. So I'm going to be using brown sugar instead of regular white granule sugar. So let's get this boiled and blanched for about 10 minutes. So let's start the timer for 10 minutes. I've got my oven ready so I can put my jars in there because you're going to hot pack this. And then after you are done blanching, okay, you're either going to want to use your blender or a food processor, or you can also push it through like a sieve, a wire mesh, okay, to make it into an applesauce. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to use my food processor. It's just easier for me. So I'm going to be doing it that way and adding the brown sugar and just a little bit of cinnamon in there for extra taste for Domincik. Okay, now after your apples are cooked and you have drained them, okay, you just want to spoon them into your food processor or your blender. Okay, now I'm going to take half a teaspoon of cinnamon, sprinkle that around. And then a tablespoon of brown sugar. I need a towel. What, Patches? My cat, she's being so vocal today. She keeps yelling at me. Okay, now put the lid on. Chop it up first and then puree it, unless you like it chunky. A lot of people like it chunky, especially if they're going to be having it with pork chops. I remember this. Do you remember the Brady Bunch? Patches, hush. When, who was it, Peter? when he was trying to come up with a new persona for himself, and he was going pork chops and applesauce. I'm the only one? Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to switch it over to puree. And I'm going to look and see if I have to stir anything around, push anything down. And it's looking really awesome. Okay, what is your function today? Oh, there we go. All right. So now I'm going to get out a spoon so you can see the consistency. Yum? Yes? It's delish. Smells awesome. I don't want to put it in my mouth yet because that's got to be hot. So I'm waiting for my jars just a little bit longer to, you know, do their thing in the oven. So I will take this off. Scrape this into a container and keep going. And then, oh, that's hot. Oh, darn it. And then when you're ready to start pressure canning this, check with your altitude, okay? Check your recipe book, your ball canning book, okay? Because that's really important, because this is not going to be pressure canned at the same pressure as if we were doing meats and potatoes and vegetables, okay? For my altitude, this is only going to be at 6 pressure for 8 minutes. So please check your books. You don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to be going, oh yeah, well I've always pressure canned at 10 minutes and this, that. No, because that's what I thought too. No. Oh, little man is going to be so excited. He loves applesauce. And he eats it so much that my sister-in-law, she's like, I can't buy enough of it. So I said, you know what? It's cheaper for me to go and buy apples and make it. So that's what I'm doing for Dom. For my little minion, as I like to call him. He's so darn cute. Oh, chop first. Now these are the Gala apples. I also have these apples as well. So I'll be doing these too. So, because, you know, they'll give a totally different flavor. Or, you know, I bet, you know what, I think I'm just going to slice those up and pressure can them, only because holidays coming up. Apple pie. Who can resist? But if you haven't checked it out yet, I had posted a very short video a month or so ago of my husband's great-grandmother's apple pie recipe, but there's no apples in it. Hand to God. Ritz crackers. You would never know, eating it, you would never know that it wasn't actually apple pie. So go check that video out, I swear. You'll love it. Okay. I swear, our grandparents and great-grandparents came up with the best recipes. And that apple pie recipe, the fake apple pie recipe, is actually from the Great Depression. So, and I have always been saying for the longest time, you know, we really, really, really need to get back to basics in the kitchen. So that's what I have been trying to do, you know. But I've started by canning, really, because from what I have heard from like ancestors, you know, like before, like my grandmom passed away, before my husband's grandmom passed away, they even said during the Great Depression, here, what are you doing, Jim? During the Great Depression, you were literally, and because you know how, okay, society judges regardless, right? You were literally judged and put on some type of pedestal, all depending on what your canning pantry looked like. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, that's, I mean, you know, okay. Sean and I started prepping in July, so we're really still new to all of this, okay? You know, not super informative yet, still, you know, learning from other people. I learned from you guys, okay? And, hang on, I gotta put this in the sink. So, I recently started canning, as most of you know, like last month. So, I'll have to give you a real quick shot after I'm done this to show you what my pantry looks like now since we've been canning. But yeah, go figure. Back then in the Depression, you were judged by what your canning pantry looked like. Before all this crapola happened, we were being judged by what kind of house you lived in, what kind of car you drove. I don't care. I got a roof over my head, I can pay my bills, and my car runs. It takes me from point A to point B. I'm good. I don't have the newest car. My car is 7 years old, but it literally runs like a dream. So who cares, right? That's one thing you guys will learn about me and Sean. We do not care about brands. We don't care about who has the nicest what, who has the biggest what, who has this, who has that, who has the most money. I don't care. He doesn't care. You know what I mean? As long as you're nice to me, I don't care what you have done in your past, okay? I don't care. As long as you are nice to me, my husband, my family, my son, you treat us with the utmost respect, you will get the same in return. My parents always taught me, and my sisters, and same with Sean's mom and dad, always taught them, his two brothers and his sister and him. You treat the janitor with the same respect that you treat the CEO of a company. Do it. We all come into this world the same way, and we all go out the same way. Okay? So hopefully we all get to go to the same place. Alright, I'm going to get my jars out of the oven and get that going. Oh. Wipe that sugar up, because Penelope will smell that and come up here and start licking the counters. I think I heated up too many jars, but that's okay. Ow. I'm going to turn this on to get the pressure canner water going. All right. I'll do the small jars and then see what we got left over from there. I might just put the rest of it in a Tupperware, and Sean will eat this up as soon as he comes home. Darn it, darn it. Hot to try. Aye. Oh. Yo, that's hot. Yeah. Oh. Whoa. You know what? Let me see. I don't think it'll fill this jar up, but that's all right. Now, I'm going to clean the rim of the jars. A little bit of vinegar. Ow, ow. Okay. Now remember to check your pressure in your books. That is so important. All right. Ooh. Hi. Let's get this going. Okay. Put the lid on. Hurry up. Hurry up. There you are. And then once this starts to steam right here for 10 minutes straight, then you could put little Mr. Doohickey on there. That's what I call him. Or whatchamacallit. And then you can put that on there, okay? And then this right here will go bubble, 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 and then it'll start to bob up and down. And then once it starts to stick straight up, then you want to check your pressure gauge. And as soon as that gets to, in my case, the number 6, then you're going to start your timer for 8 minutes. And that's it. We'll be back with the finished product. Okay, the pressure canner is done. There is no more boil going on. So let's lift the lid, shall we? Now always lift it away from your face and your arms. You know what, I'm going to get a towel for just in case. Bring this over here. And I'll show you what they look like now. Here's the smaller jars. That looks scrumdiddlyumptious. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, show some love. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.